In this lesson, we'll learn about the Paint Wire Weights tool. Within the scene, I have two separate wire nodes connected to this arm, so we can get an idea of type of behavior we get with that type of rig. Now, if I were to take this main wire that runs along the arm, go to component mode, pressing F8, grab the center point and just pull that up. And now exiting component mode, if we were to go back to this nerve circle and start to move that, you can see how some of the mesh is pulling, but this may not be the type of control we want. Instead, why not have this control influence the entire midsection of the arm rather than just a few points in that area? Well, here's where we can use the Paint Wire Weights tool to redistribute the weights to get something a little bit better in the end. So to get started, it might be easier to start painting the weight with the arm at its skin pose. So we can select the main wire, and with that selected, we could head over to Edit Deformers, Wire, and choose Reset. Now at this point, we'd want to grab our arm, head over to Edit Deformers, Paint Wire Weights tool options. So at this point, we can reset our settings. And being that it's a little bit easier on us if we block in our weights first, we can use a hard brush. We'll keep our paint operation at replace. Let's hit our value to 0. And now we'll need to choose which wire we'd like to remove weight from. So let's go to our wire parameter, the top one, holding down the left mouse button, and we'll choose wire weight 1. That's the wire that runs down the arm. So at this point, we can go ahead and start to remove influence. Right along the elbow. Okay, great. So at this point, we can go ahead and select our nerve circle again and start to move that. Okay, this kind of looks like the control we had before. Let's see what happens if we go ahead and take our main wire, go back to component mode and start to pull that. You can see how the points are going to now stay behind in that area. So that looks a lot better. So if you wanted to smooth this out a little bit more, again, going back to object mode with the arm selected, you can go ahead and press the Y key to go back to your Paint Wire Weight tool. Let's say head over to wire 1. I'll set replace to 0.5. And now we can go ahead and start to paint that amount of weight on the following edges. So that will smooth out the results just a little bit more. Okay, great. So going back to our circle wire, moving that. Okay, that looks pretty good. If we were to go back to our main wire, start to deform that, notice the results will be smoother. And of course, you could always view this with a smooth preview by simply hitting the 3 key on the arm. And now it's taking that center point and transforming it, get a much better looking results in the end. So that's a look at working with the Paint Wire Weights tool in Maya.